Hey everyone, and welcome to Mind Matters Expert. Today we are going to talk about study tips to master any subject. Like how to actually learn stuff, whether it's for a class, a hobby, or just your own personal edification. Studying can help you gain knowledge and a better understanding of a chosen subject. While it's commonly associated with students, the act of studying is not limited to those pursuing a formal education. Studying can be applied to lifelong learning and personal development, helping you build a variety of skills and a more meaningful engagement with the world around you. And that's what we're going to explore today. So, buckle up, grab your metaphorical thinking cap, and let's dive into some study tips that can actually make a difference. All right, first things first, let's talk about the importance of a study plan. Now, I know what you might be thinking. John, planning? That sounds suspiciously like structure. But trust me on this one. Sitting down to study with a sense of intention can lay the groundwork for your success. Start by examining your schedule. What would be a reasonable amount of time for you to study, and how often, without getting fatigued? Studying for too long can become counterproductive as your mind wanders and you tune the subject out. By setting up a routine, studying can become second nature, and you will always have time for it. To develop your routine, look at your calendar and write out a schedule of exactly when you will study and for how long. Be realistic, set reasonable amounts of time, and be sure to build in breaks to let your brain and body recover. California State Polytechnic Institute recommends about 2 to 3 hours of studying per each hour spent in class. Now that might sound like a lot, but remember this is just a guideline, not a hard and fast rule. The key is to find what works for you. Don't try to tackle all the content at once. Instead, divide it into chunks or chapters and incorporate those segments into your new schedule. Include key goals and deadlines for yourself so you have something to work toward. Even if you don't have an actual test coming up, you should still create a goal for yourself so that you can measure your success and feel a sense of achievement. Maybe your goal is to finish a certain number of chapters or be able to explain a concept to someone else. Another effective strategy is to use flashcards for quick reviews. Organize your study materials in a way that makes sense to you. There are also many apps available that can help you keep track of your study schedule and remind you of upcoming deadlines. Don't hesitate to seek advice from mentors or peers who have successfully managed their study schedules. Remember to balance your study time with physical activity to keep your mind and body healthy. And finally, make sure to include time for relaxation and hobbies to avoid burnout. With a well-thought-out study plan, you'll be on your way to achieving your academic goals with confidence and ease. So, you've got your study plan in place. But where are you going to actually do all this studying? The environment you choose can make or break your study session. Believe it or not, your surroundings can have a huge impact on your ability to focus and retain information. A well-chosen environment can enhance your concentration and efficiency. As a result, it's important to arrange your study area for maximum success. A clutter-free space can help clear your mind and reduce distractions. Let's start with the basics. Your desk. This is your command center, so it needs to be organized and functional. Keep it clean and tidy with your stationery at the ready. Include highlighters, post-it notes, note cards, and pencils. Whatever you might need to interact with the information at hand. Having everything within reach saves time and keeps you in the flow. Some people may find physical interaction with the material more effective than only reading it. This tactile engagement can reinforce learning. This is called active learning, and it can involve things like writing summaries, creating flashcards, or even drawing diagrams. These methods can help you process and remember information better. Next up, comfort. A comfortable chair with good support will allow you to stay in one place for longer without getting fatigued. Ergonomics matter more than you might think. You don't want to be squirming around or constantly getting up to stretch, because that's just going to distract you from the task at hand. A good chair can make a big difference in your ability to focus. Now let's talk about sound. The auditory environment is just as important as the physical one. You may find that listening to certain types of music keeps your mind alert and focused. Music can create a pleasant background that drowns out other distractions. But be careful. If you're doing a lot of reading or dealing with complex concepts, instrumental tracks will be better than those with lyrics. Lyrics can interfere with your thought process. Lyrics can be distracting, especially if you find yourself singing along or getting caught up in the story of the song. Instrumental music, on the other hand, can enhance concentration without pulling your focus away. Experiment with different locations to see what works best for you. Some people thrive in complete silence, while others need a bit of background noise. Find your ideal study spot and make it your own. Let's be real. Most students studying for school exams aren't just using their textbooks and handouts to prepare. They are also relying on the notes they took in class. But what if I told you that note-taking itself is a skill, and one that can be honed and improved? If you didn't take good notes, you may be missing out on key concepts. Conversely, you may have written down so much that you can no longer identify which are the most salient and pertinent points to remember. Your notes should be visually clear, concise, and evenly spaced. No one wants to decipher a wall of text. Underline key concepts and consider making lists if appropriate. This will help you break down the information and make it easier to digest. And here's a pro tip. Write down your questions. These could be for you to look up later, or possibly be questions you need to know for an exam. Okay, let's talk about tests. I know, for some of you the word itself sends shivers down your spine. But hear me out, because tests, while often dreaded, can actually be incredibly valuable tools in the learning process. If you are studying for school, you might be nervous about an impending test. You might even hate tests. But there is a reason that schools have relied on testing for years. It's not just a measurement of learning, but also a way to ensure that information retention happens to begin with. As you study on your own, you can seek out practice tests online or use flashcards to quiz yourself and others on the material. Regular testing will also get you used to the process, hopefully calming your nerves for when the real test comes around. Think of it this way. Every time you test yourself, you're essentially giving your brain a workout. Limit distractions. We live in a world of constant distractions. Our phones are buzzing, our social media feeds are overflowing with endless updates and notifications, and there's always something vying for our attention, whether it's a new message, an email, or a trending video. So, how do you create a space for focused study in the midst of all this chaos? It starts with setting up a dedicated study area. After developing a reasonable study schedule that outlines your tasks and goals, you should hopefully have your moments for rest and recovery planned out. These breaks are essential for maintaining your focus. That said, it's still easy for your environment to impact your ability to concentrate. Breaks are good, but too many unplanned pauses can derail your study session. It's important to be mindful of how often you step away from your work. Technology can be a study killer. The allure of checking your devices can be hard to resist. Seriously, those notifications are like little gremlins determined to steal your attention span. They can completely throw you off track. Silence your phone and wait to respond to texts until you're taking an official break. This helps you stay in the zone. Your friends and family can wait, I promise. They will understand that you need this time to focus. If you need to be on call for work or family reasons, set a special Do Not Disturb on your phone that allows you to only receive messages from those key people. This way, you won't miss anything important. And as tempting as it is, don't study in front of the TV. The background noise and visuals can be incredibly distracting and reduce your productivity. Reach out to others. Here's the thing about studying. It doesn't have to be a solitary endeavor. In fact, sometimes 2 or 3 or 4 heads are better than one. Reaching out to others can provide support, motivation, and even a little bit of fun to the learning process. There is no rule saying you must study alone. In fact, reaching out to others can help you along your learning journey. Online forums are a great resource to ask questions of experts and gain new perspectives. Study groups can also provide these resources while also helping you develop a routine and sense of accountability. Plus, research shows that teaching the material to someone else helps you develop a deeper understanding of it yourself. Having some social interaction while studying can reduce some of the psychological strain. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Take regular breaks. Let's face it, we've all been there, hunched over our books, fueled by caffeine, trying to cram every last bit of information into our brains. But here's the thing about cramming. It's like trying to build a house on a foundation of sand. It might seem like it's working in the short term, but it's not sustainable. Studying is a marathon, not a sprint. Taking a break allows your brain to rest, recover, and process the new information over time. It's like giving your brain a chance to catch its breath and sort through all the new information it's been bombarded with. Breaks also help you stay physically and emotionally engaged with the world around you so that you can eventually hit the books again, feeling positive and refreshed. Think of it this way. If you keep pushing yourself without a break, you're going to burn out. So there you have it, 7 tips to help you study smarter, not harder. And remember, finding the study methods that work best for you is a journey, not a destination. It takes time, experimentation, and a willingness to adapt. Thank you for watching Mind Matters Expert. If you found these tips helpful, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos on how to boost your brain power and achieve academic success.